Xenoblade Chronicles is a saga of epic, and I mean epic, proportions. And a lot of the times, the identity of this saga can be boiled down or at least summarized in a song. And I think each Xenoblade game has at least one song that you can point to and say, you know what, this kind of encapsulates the feel of the entire game. For Xenoblade 1, that would be Beyond the Sky for me. But for Xenoblade 2, with all the videos and coverage that I've done for songs like One Last You or A Moment of Eternity, you may expect me to pick one of those. Or even a Tomorrow With You. But if I had to pick a song that encapsulates the feel of Xenoblade 2, it would be Drifting Soul. Drifting Soul is a bit of an interesting song for Xenoblade 2 because it plays at pretty much every sad moment in the game. Or at least a good chunk of them. You know when this song comes on, some dude's gonna die. Or you're about to be in for some real sad boy anime hours. But actually kind of the funny thing about Drifting Soul is we associate it with being a sad song, but when you delve into the actual song itself, it's kind of anything but. Now, a lot of other Xenoblade songs that tend to be the vocal songs have some kind of like up note, as if they end with the player or a character realizing, hey, we want to keep living, we need to keep going, and it ends on this hopeful note, right? Beyond the Sky, Where I Belong, where they, at the end, decide, you know what, we'll find each other again. A Future Awaits, one of my favorites. One Last You. Moment of Eternity is more somber because of the, the nature of Torn of the Golden Country. But with Drifting Soul, it kind of just comes to this point at the end of the song where the singer or the person, the narrator, has this understanding. And they understand that they have to go on, but they haven't even found themselves yet. But they're beginning that road to optimism and to living. They're beginning that road. And whereas a lot of other Xenoblade songs continue down that path and continue the song from here, that start, the decision to at least start searching for yourself, that's where the song ends. It's a bit of an interesting case when it comes to Drifting Soul, because a lot of people will say, well, it's Pyra's song, or, well, it's Mithra's song, or, well, it's Nia's song. And here's the funny thing. When it comes to a lot of vocal songs, I love vocals and words in my music. I do. I'm a big fan of that. And I think it's because I've always had this bit of a fascination when it comes to singing itself. I've done it a few times on stream, but it's a skill I would like to get better at. And I think when songs have vocals and overall words, it helps me to better decipher the emotional intent of the song. It just helps resonate with me more, even though half the time I don't really pay attention to the throughput message. I pay attention to it like line by line, as if each line itself is telling a story. But one of the flaws I have when it comes to deciphering music is unless I have the lyrics right in front of me, I rarely ever make the connection from one line to the next. And I had that same problem with Drifting Soul. I knew I loved the song, I knew I loved the emotion behind it, but I couldn't tell you what the hell the song was about. And then I looked up the lyrics, and it's the perfect encapsulation of Xenoblade 2. And if you want to find the lyrics to this, I used a fandom page myself, xenoblade.fandom.com. I'll leave a link to that in the description down below, but you can also just Google Xenoblade 2 Drifting Soul lyrics, and you'll find it. The song is all about moving on from the past, and walking this mist-filled road, where you can't really see that far ahead of you or behind you, but you can see where you are currently in this present moment. And you can choose to stop walking, or you can choose to keep going, or even to walk back. You can't really walk back. There's no way back, there's only forward, and you have to have the intestinal fortitude to continue down that path. And you can ask yourself, why do I have to walk this path? I'm going to be quoting the song occasionally, by the way. So again, if you want to know when, again, link in the description down below. Why do I have to walk this path? I can't seem to find the real meaning to this path that I take. Fate to accept, and my goal seems so far away. You're walking down an endless tunnel, at least a tunnel that seems endless. There's no light at the end of it either. You're just walking down it with the vain hope that at some point there'll be a journey's end. That there'll be some kind of meaning to all this struggle and strife that we've been overcoming and fighting against. All this time, all the pain and sadness that we have been enduring on our shoulders and on our backs as we struggle to put one foot in front of the other, that we have to believe deep down inside and have this inherent sense of optimism uniquely present in the human condition, that we will have some kind of meaning, and if we don't have a meaning from birth, that we can at least find our own meaning. and find our own path, and to walk down it, and at journey's end, find the light at the end of the tunnel, and find the end of the tunnel to begin with. Because sometimes it seems like a monolithic task. It seems like this Herculean effort to even just put one foot in front of the other, when the world itself seems hell-bent on knocking us down, step by step, each step of the way, never giving an inch, never relenting, always designing and hoping and rooting for our own personal downfall. At least that's how it can feel like. That's how it can feel like. Day in and day out, the struggles we endure. And when we look at the pain that other people can cause other people, and the pain we have caused ourselves, or that we have endured as well, and we wonder, why are we on this path at all? Why do we keep walking it? Wouldn't it be easier to just stop and fall down, or to go back? We have to find the answer, though, because that's the thing about humanity, and that's one of the interesting things about what makes us uniquely sentient in the world around us, is we have to find those answers, because those answers are what drives us. They are what gets us up in the morning, and what we can put our head on the pillow at night, content in the coolness that we can envelop ourselves in, that we can find an answer, and it won't be easy, and it may not be quick, and we're not even guaranteed to find an answer, but we believe that at some point, somewhere out there, an answer exists, whether it's from someone else's machinations, or through our own endeavors and perspiration, that an answer exists somewhere out there that puts us in this unique position, so that we can do some kind of palpable good, so that we can help steer this ship on the right path. To quote, "I'm tired from the constant carry on, shouting that I can't see a way ahead. The words would fill the mist so gently in the air, and it melts as time just passes by." It's a struggle to continue walking down this path. It hurts. It wears us down and beats us down. It berates us. It insults us. And like water upon the shore, it erodes us gradually. It may not be quick, and it may not even be noticeable, but over time, all those laps of water against our spirit drain us of what makes us happy, can drain us of that hope and aspiration, and wear us down into a worthless husk, content with our own stagnation. To quote, "When I look back, there is no trace of my path. I cannot find my way to the past, and it's just too late. Time has elapsed. There's only now that goes on here on out. My eyes see ahead." When we look back at the path that we have walked, sometimes those erosions, those laps of water on the shoreline, obfuscate our path that we have taken. And we can struggle and look back and say, did we even make any progress? Where did we even come from? Where's the starting line? You feel lost in this barren wasteland we call life sometimes. And again, think about this through each of the main characters' perspectives and how they may relate, because I personally believe this song is an encapsulation of everyone in this game. At least the main party. Heck, you can even throw Malus and Jin in here. And even a Malthus. This works for everyone if you think hard enough. When I look back, there is no trace of my path. I cannot find my way to the past. There is no way backwards. The past is immutable. It's not malleable. It's a stagnant sculpture carved over the collective chunks removed and chisels taken and drawn of all the people from ages past, and even our own actions. We cannot change the past, whether we want to or not, no matter how much regret we may have in our voice that we cry to the heavens with, no matter how much pain we feel when we look back to the past, or the happy memories and nostalgia that can make it its home in the past. We can't change it. We can't go back. There is no way back. The only way forward is forward. Or we can remain stagnant in the present if we want to, and that theme will be taken up in Xenoblade 3. But right now, the only way ahead is going ahead. We have to have the courage, the willpower, the spine to put one foot in front of the other, because there is nothing else. There is only one way here, and it's forward. Now, we don't know which direction forward may be, because maybe along the way we got lost, and because of those laps of water that obfuscated our own footprints, and the markings we've made in the past, we may be lost and don't know the direction we are taking, but we must be content with the direction we pick. Because at any moment, at any time, we can choose another one. All we have to do is be willing to turn. To quote, "So tell me why I'm here, and what's the reason I am here today? If I recall it was you, you wished that I would stay. No matter how much wind will blow against me, I will keep on. Oh, look, I have to be accurate here. I will keep moving on to find the answer to I'm lost in search for you. Drifting Soul never specifies who the you in this song is referring to from the narrator. It's a bit of a vague song intently, because you can kind of place this for your own story, your own perspective, or for any of these characters. Tora with Poppy, Rex with Pyra and Mithra, Pyra and Mithra with Rex, Zeke and Pandoria, Bridget with Rex, the entire party with Rex, Nia with Rex. Rex shows up in a lot of these comparisons, Bridget and Morag, Jin and Laura, Malus with a potential better self, a version of him that walked a different path, Malthus with his mother. There's so many different interpretations for this song, and that's one of the things that makes it so special in my opinion. So tell me why I'm here and what's the reason I am here today. If I recall it was you wished that I would stay. No matter how much wind will blow against me, I will keep on. I will keep moving on to find the answer to I'm lost in search for you. Again, the path comparison. Xenoblade does this a lot in a lot of their songs, where even if the wind is blowing against me, trying to push me back and to stay still, to blow me away upon its own current, we keep moving on to try and find the answer that we are looking for. And the question that we are asking may be unique to each of us. It may be different to each of us. But the thing is, we're all searching for an answer. Our questions may be different, but we're all related in the search for an answer. A reason to be, a reason to keep going, a reason to keep one foot in front of the other, a reason not to lay down in contentment for the path that we have walked up to this point, but we are so tired that we can't carry on evermore. We keep going in search of said answer, because we believe that somewhere out there that answer exists. And sometimes we cry out, so tell me why I'm here and what's the reason I am here today. Because sometimes it's so odd that we just wish someone would tell us the reason. And sometimes the reason is because there are others who wish that we would just stay, that we would stay upon the path, and that no matter how much wind will blow against us, we keep moving on to find the answer. We try to find them who want us to stay. And the last three stanzas here are all connected, all related, in an intrinsic way. And I'm going to give you a brief disclaimer. A Jacob's ladder is a religious metaphor. Essentially think it as a ladder from earth to heaven, a way to reach God himself. Okay? Strap in, let's go. When you stop and look ahead and face up to the blue above, the sky, the Jacob's ladder will come down from heaven and check me up to heaven. If I could climb up to the top, to heaven, would you be waiting at the top? Heaven. Will this mean I search no more? Sometimes when we look up to the heaven, we may see a ladder stretching down. And if we just went up there, away from this world, would the answer we're looking for be up there? Or would some kind of happiness be up there waiting for us this whole time? Can we stop searching? Quote, I'll try and reach for the ladder that's there. Far away in the distance, I hear the voices. Randy Orton! Was this what I've expected? I don't even know. Oh. Is this the real me I've longed for? Wish that was the case. The narrator goes through a bit of an emotional journey here. They see a ladder, the Jacob's ladder, the one that takes you from earth to heaven. They reach out for it, but far away in the distance they hear some voices. And was this actually what they wanted? Is this the way they wanted the journey to end? Was this what they expected? Is this the version of themselves that they've wanted for so long? They wish that was the case because it would have been easy. Because they could have just called it a GG, well played right there, and said sayonara to the rest of the world. But they said that they wish that was the case, implying that it isn't. Final stanza, quote, I know I'll let go of the ladder that's there. I'll start walking from this point on. I'm not here at all. I don't exist here at all. I gotta search for me. I wish that I will find myself soon. I need to find myself. They realize that the get out of jail free card, the Jacob's ladder, Elysium, wasn't the correct answer for them, because it wasn't the real version of them. And if they want to find that version of them that they long for, that they want to be, the version of them that they strive to become, they have to walk. They have to continue down the path. They gotta search for themselves. And the song ends with them resolutely accepting that they must continue down the path to find themselves. Now, when you think about it, does that story sound familiar? Because it's kind of a blueprint for every character in Xenoblade 2. And this is one of the beautiful things about Xenoblade music, where a lot of the times, it can also apply to you. because the songs are written vague enough where they can apply to the characters but also to you. And that's one of the beautiful things about video game music at the end of the day, is that we can associate it with these stories that are emotional and provocative, but can also attach our own unique perspectives to them. The path that we walk is dark and full of terrors in the night. It's mist-filled and it's hard to see sometimes. Sometimes a beam of sun can break down, part its way through the dense fog that surrounds us and suffocates us. That sunbeam can warm us up just enough so that we can continue carrying on. And sometimes we can walk on for what seems like an age without a mote of light, without a mote of hope. But we keep walking forward, trying to find that version of ourselves that we can be proud of, so that we, at the end of our journey, can look back and be proud of the path that we've walked, be proud of the we that we have become. And that's the story of Xenoblade 2. Elysium is the Jacob's Ladder. It's the get out of jail free card. It's the red herring. It's not gonna solve anything. All you're doing is relocating all of humanity's problems so that we can corrupt something else without addressing the root issues, the systemic issues, the issues that plague each of us day in and day out in society as a whole. We have to address those issues first so that we can rebuild this world, because this is the world we are on. This is the world we have to be the ones to save from ourselves. And that's the story of Xenoblade 2, I believe, at least for my opinion. So, normally when it comes to the Saga of Xenoblade, I normally cover a chapter, or I cover an aspect of a chapter. These are also the types of videos that I want to do for this series, because there are certain moments, or certain aspects to these games that make them truly special for me. There's a reason that Xenoblade Chronicles is my favorite game series of all time, and it's due to brilliant moments and song choices like this that tie it all together. And I think I'll call the video there for the day. Thank you all for tuning in. My pleasure for making the video. If you enjoyed it, please leave a like and subscribe. It really helps the channel out and helps support future content, and I greatly appreciate it. Stay safe, have a great day, go play some video games if you can, and as always, I'll see you all next time. Bye bye everybody, until we meet again.